Hello, wonderful artist girlies. Okay, we are in our creativity bag. Okay, we are in the season of continually making, and I don't know, it's the summer season, which we're getting a lot of vitamin D, or we're getting some serotonin and dopamine coming on, and we are just in the beautiful creative vibe and feelings and emotions and wavelength that we're writing. But yes, I will say one thing because I have one quote for the day. This afternoon, I guess, I saw a video with Layla Hermosi. I mentioned her in another video. She's this like she's a giant YouTuber and entrepreneur. But anyway, I love these YouTube girlies named Career Coach Mandy. I absolutely love her, Mandy Tang. She's amazing. She has like about 50K subs. And then I do love watching Tam Kaur. She's like this British chick. Who has like a million subscribers or whatever, so she's super famous. And then I'm just saying, not saying stats for anything, but just saying this so you can understand the scope and the context of their audiences and kind of like where they're at basically with their reach. And then Layla Hermosi, who I don't know if they have like millions of followers or whatever, but anyway, she said, and I do love these three girls as well as other many other YouTubers that inspire me and encourage me to continually create and all that stuff. But Layla Hermosi's video was saying, if you're not at least 1% embarrassed of your initial product, then you've taken too long to launch it or release it. And I love that, fighting the spirit of perfectionism, because we want to all have, beautiful quality products, like products that have good quality, are elevated, are thoughtful, excellently designed and made and executed and all that stuff. But when we can get too perfectionistic, then we can like not release anything at all. And so like I like that she said not 99% embarrassed, but she said like, if you like have to make if there are little changes or whatever, the career coach Mandy was talking about this too. This the other girl, Mandy Tang. She was saying the videos that I watched were kind of aligned, but they were saying she said, if you have one thing that you have to do or a few things, just do that and then release it or whatever, and then you're done with your thing. Otherwise, your product's never gonna be out. And I'm kind of embracing that because I designed a new product the other day. Oh gosh, yeah, Monday morning. Oh, see, this is why like my days are so busy. So in the morning I was working on a product, and I did that for a couple hours, and then I wanted to fix the placement of like the logo and whatnot, but and like the sizing and this and that, and I wanted the composition of all of my, because I'm creating a pattern, so all the illustrations and the elements in the pattern to look correctly. But I was getting too bogged down with the is this like this spacing and this spacing, and I do want to back out and make sure the pattern looks good, but I, rather than seeing what is perfect, I'm just gonna go with it because I do know that I want to make this product, and I do believe the art is cute. I mean, it took so long to draw this stuff, so like the composition's cute too. So anyway, I emailed that, and then like I said, life is unexpected. So then I got a call, so I went to see my grandma and just spent the whole like afternoon, evening with her. So then I got home. I was so thankful that I sent that pattern already out to be printed, but like I didn't have time to film a video. And then similarly Tuesday. Oh gosh. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, Tuesday that happened. The same thing kind of similarly happened. Or I had already planned that I was going to go over there, but it's just such a long drive and all that stuff. So it just kind of took my energy yesterday, so that I wasn't able to make a video like right after or whatever. And that's why I'm going with the be 100% committed to your goal, which is mine, is making these videos, but also be willing to be flexible and go with the flow, and kind of like be willing to have your schedule changed if God has other plans for your schedule. Like, I do want to get this done, that done, but if like something more important calls, then okay, that's the priority, and that gets my attention. And I realize that is also part of like staying committed, because I could be like trying to have, I think before I was trying to have the all or nothing mindset of like, I need to do this 100%. No, I didn't hit my goal, so like I should just abandon the whole thing, or I should just like not do my other priorities and just focus on this and that. But like to really truly have longevity, because this world is so tossed and turned, and there's so many different things going on, like with events and, you know, external circumstances that we can't control. We really just do have to have that anchor of like, okay, I'm committed, but I am going to, you know, move around. To use a corporate word, pivot. I don't really like that term because I remember working in an agency, and when COVID happened and stuff, and we have to pivot, and it just, it's like Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4 type of speak that I don't really kind of, I don't know, I don't really like that kind of those terms, but anyway, but we do have to be able to do that. But anyway, also what she said is to go against perfectionism and just choose something. Like often, like a client wouldn't like it. Like I didn't like a design or something because I want it to be perfect and it's not cute and whatever. But a client likes it, then you just go forward with it, you know. Or something's not done, but then the client, like, you know, there's a deadline and they think it's good enough. You know, sometimes good enough is done. And I didn't like that, which is why I like, you know, working for myself, or at least, or, you know, and trying to do the things that I would like to do. But that kind of mentality of having a deadline, especially like for example, if you have a school assignment or something, that really does help like get the ball rolling and get like the output done, so you can kind of like release it off of your mind. Like even like papers, I remember writing essays and papers and stuff, and I would want to, it's like not perfect, but you know, this thing is due, so I'm going to send it in, and like I do want to flesh out this idea fully, or like explain it well, or blah blah blah, but like, you know, I don't have enough time and it's due at midnight, and so I have to email it. And then once you email it, it's like all the things that you really wanted to fix, it's like it kind of goes out the window. Like, well, that's okay, because that's not my life goal right now, unless my life goal is to do like a whole literary analysis on Shakespeare or something. But it's not. And so I'm like, okay, that's like a thing that I can just let go, you know, of. And I think also what she said with the Layla Hormozi, the videos that I was watching, what she said was, like the faster you can put out your work, the faster your input can get, and then you can change and edit from there, and you can get better and better with your speed, basically. I don't really subscribe to the speed over everything, because I'm like getting ahead of the curve, or everything, or trying to be ahead of every circumstance, situation, or other companies or whatever, right now at least, because I'm not in that, like, I'm not that, I don't have that scope and that large like need. But like, and also I don't want to, I have a tendency to be hurried, so I kind of want to, I'm trying to embrace the like unhurried lifestyle with the resting and the Sabbath, and the discipline, spiritual discipline of, you know, releasing workaholism and work 24/7, when we're called to rest and be present with our loved ones, and be present with ourselves, and be present with God, and like to actually think and reflect, and, you know, all that stuff. For me, I mean, she's doing that obviously because she's making wonderful videos and putting a great output out. But anyway, the point that I did like that she said, the speed helps, because if you get something out there and just try it and test it, maybe it's not perfect, but you try it out, then you can see what needs to be changed. And that actually did help, because like Monday I was like, okay, this is my goal, I have to make this pattern, design this thing, and then get it printed, because I'm printing everything at home and making everything typically at home, besides stickers and other things. But I want to have my design applied onto a different medium, and so it's textiles or fabric rather than paper. So I need like a manufacturer to print it. But anyway, I was looking for so long to get these things too as well. That's another thing, because I'm trying not to, as much as possible, I'm trying not to do like human rights violations in a way of like labor and stuff like that, you know, as much as possible, as much as I can, because I don't know, like I did email them directly, and they said, no, we don't do child labor, and we're GOT certified and all that stuff. But I'm like, could you really trust these certifications sometimes? But I'm gonna try to go trust with it, because I feel like I did my due diligence in researching and stuff, and you know, I don't know. But anyway, so that wasn't an issue, because the thing that I was making, I mean, hopefully, I don't think paper, I hope that it didn't have any like violations with it, but textiles and stuff, and the textile fabric industry and apparel industry has a lot of I don't know difficult practice, questionable practices and stuff like that. So I'm like, I don't know. Anyway, that was a whole months long, few like couple years long like research rabbit hole. But anyway, so like I emailed them the pattern and I ordered it and everything. And then when I came home from my grandma's, or like the next yesterday morning, I got an email from them. They said, oh, we need to tweak this pattern. Like first of all, my file size was huge, but it's because I want the art to be good quality. I don't want it to be blurry and pixelated when it prints. But they said I have to change this sizing, which is easy or something, or the DPI or something, and then I have to, excuse me, change one of the signatures, the logo that I placed, because it's like with the stitching, it's in line with the stitching. So I have to do that today. I was gonna do that yesterday, but like I said, things happened and then I had to pivot. Um, Using that term after I said I don't, particularly, I'm not that fond of that term, but yeah, so I had to do that. And I have to do that. But yeah, oh, and then God was so amazing too. So like yesterday, I had to in the morning before I went over there, I printed, packed, and filmed like a whole stop motion video of my one of my orders that went to Kauai, an order that went to Hawaii, and that was so, I mean, that was thankful. Thank God. He keeps blessing me. He keeps taking care of me because he loves me. Even he loves everyone. But you know what I mean. I'm very. This is my personal testimony. So I'm just very thankful because I was like, oh gosh, do I want to like invest like a couple $100s on printing some product that's questionable, that I'm not sure if I'm gonna, not questionable in morality or ethics, but like questionable in selling, because I've never sold this. I've never sold kitchen towels before, but I do have like a vision for a cute, artsy, green cafe or kitchen, and so I'm like, that would be so cute with all the plants. And shout out to Jess Weymouth. That's the artist that I was one of the artists that I was her assistant for. Um, at least the like independent watercolor artist that I was. And her house is so cute and everything's plant filled and stuff. And so I'm like, okay, I would love to. And she always has colorful, beautiful kitchen like towels, illustrated kitchen towels from different artists and stuff. And so like that's been something that I've been wanting to do, especially because I make a lot of food related things like Japanese food and Hawaiian food and stuff. But the pattern that I did was Hawaiian puppies, dogs, because I was like, okay, dog towel is super cute too. Dogs, cats, and animals and different things like that. But anyway, so yeah, I was like, dude, do I want to spend this much money on like a potential product or whatever? But like I have like I can't, because I can't afford to make a large quantity purchase. Um, but like I don't know, I feel like God's really good because every time I try to take steps forward, because I started viewing my business or whatever as like steps of obedience or like faithfulness. Somebody told me that too, to be faithful like in the small things or in the place where God has you. Like if God has you working at a coffee shop, be faithful in that coffee shop and work the best that you can do. If God has you like, if you're trying to do this business or whatever, be faithful and actually really giving it your all, because before I had an Etsy shop like in college and stuff, but I was busy with school and doing that, and then I like mailed some really late, but now I'm by the grace of God I'm on it since I reopened in December or whatever. So I basically just started this like new Etsy shop basically. I'm on it. As when I get an order, I try to print it, make it, and send it right away. And same thing with this wholesale order. If I'm sending to stores and stuff, I want to like, send it right away. But like, I feel like I've started viewing things as obedience or like faithfulness, like because before I would think like, oh, I don't want to. Why would I spend time on my art? Why would I spend? There's so much more important things you could do in the world. There's so much, I better like, well, especially if I was in school, like, I should be studying, I should be, or I should be like applying to this other job and get this better job or do this and that. Like, I can't just waste my time and be so frivolous on art. And then I'm actually realizing, like, no, actually, it's very worth it and important to do. And especially if you view it as obedience and faithfulness, then God keeps like blessing me, man. I'm not saying that his blessings are contingent upon my actions, but I will say, like, I just feel it's like a love from God, because every time I'm like trying so hard, like I was like, okay, I'm gonna try with this kitchen towel thing. I'm gonna just keep going with it, Then like he gave me an order that for to so I could pack for my greeting cards to go to Kauai and stuff, and so like little things like that. And then I did a photo shoot for my stickers and stuff, and it took so long to like I had to, to set not only set up the photo shoot and photograph and whatnot, but like to retouch the photos and make sure the lighting is right and the product looks accurate or whatever, and then writing the description and all that stuff. And I was like, okay, it's taking a long time, but I hope it's gonna go well. And so far, I haven't sold any of the stickers. I don't know, but like. Like right after that, like I got more card orders because like I think it exposed my shop more because I like had new products. So then people like, buyers or past buyers or clients or whatever, for boutiques and stuff, click on your profile or your shop because they're like, oh, you got new products. So then it like kind of led them to other, my old, like my existing products basically that I had already had. So like every act of like obedience kind of like opens beautiful doors, and like I don't know, well, I don't know, I don't want to say that, I just like made that up, but like, and I think it's just and I'm not saying like, obedience is a guarantee to getting like blessings or whatever. Like I think it's just, and I'm just saying I think being, there's a definite principle of being faithful or being consistent or putting in work toward something has an output and an effort, like a direct effort, even if it, like I said in the last couple videos, like even if it doesn't happen visibly right away, it will happen like later on, perhaps. And that's why I'm like, I wonder if I should keep these videos up or like delete them because they're kind of like not cute and stuff. So I thought maybe in the future I might like actually make like the edited videos that I've been saying that I want to do, and then delete some of these videos, because some are, or I mean, or unlist any of these because um like I don't know if I want to have a log of like unfinished, unkempt, half baked thoughts on YouTube. Not fully fleshed out ideas and all that stuff, but um and like rambling videos that are really just helpful for myself perhaps. However, it could be like, just helpful to keep for myself. But then like I said, it could have that compounding effect that maybe some old video in the future would be helpful in the future to somebody, I don't know, or whatever, and have an impact in the future. So like anything, like if you make an edited short video or something and like years later it's popular on YouTube or something, and years later it's helpful, or it like it helps you and monetize, I don't know. I'm like still thinking like how can I make it profitable, even though people are saying now potentially that YouTube might not be as profitable. I think it's still, if it, I mean, I'm thinking it's still gonna be, but also like I think it's just very, very, very helpful in life to have a creative outlet. So I think it's helpful either way. But yeah. Anyway, I hope everyone has a good day. Those are just my little thoughts from the day of like, yeah, not going to be perfect, but just going through doing things anyway.